Welcome, fellow denizens of the dark. This is Lance, your host of Strange Bites, where we sink our teeth into the weird, the wild, and the wonderfully unexplained. A huge thank you to all of you for tuning in. Your ears make these strange journeys possible. If you're enjoying the show, please hit that subscribe button. Leave us a quick review and a follow on Facebook, Instagram, or X. Every subscription, every star rating, and every follow helps us reach more curious minds and keeps the Strange Bites coming. Your support truly makes a difference. Now let's dive in to today's bite. Now grab your little spade and brush and let's dig into episode 15, The Tiny Shadow with a Monster Skull. We are standing in a quiet dig site in the misty hills of northern Spain near a place called Vegagete in Burgos Province. Years ago, a local paleontologist named Fidel Fernández-Baldor is carefully brushing away dirt when he uncovers something strange. Tiny bones, delicate as twigs. At first glance, they look like leftovers of baby dinosaurs, maybe young relatives of those big, famous plant eaters like Iguanodon. But something about them feels off, too perfect, too complete for scraps. Fast forward to 2026. In a dimly lit lab, an international team of scientists gather around glowing computer screens. Led by Paul-Emile Diodane and experts like Marcos Becerra and Penelope Cruzado Caballero, they've pieced together fossils from at least 5 of these mysterious little creatures. They run tests, slicing tiny bits of bone under a microscope to check growth rings, the way you might count tree rings to tell age. The verdict? These weren't babies. They were full-grown adults, each one barely half a meter long, about the size of a large chicken or a small cat. Lightweight, quick on its feet, a bipedal plant eater that probably darted through the thick ferns and undergrowth, snatching leaves in short, speedy bursts. But the real chill comes when they fire up the micro CT scanner. Think of it like a superpowered hospital X-ray that doesn't harm the fossil at all. It shoots invisible beams through the bones, creating thousands of razor-thin slices, then rebuilds them in a perfect 3D digital model. What appears on the screen isn't a simple shrunken head, it's something far stranger. The front of the upper jaw is fused together like reinforced armor. The front teeth slant forward at odd angles, perfect for nipping plants in a brand new way. The jaw hinge sits unusually high, and there are extra attachment points for powerful chewing muscles, spots that suggest a completely different way of grinding food. The whole skull is slender, twisted, and packed with clever innovations. As one researcher, Marcos Becerra, put it, miniaturization did not imply evolutionary simplicity. This skull is weird and hyper-derived. They named the creature Forsythia paleondonium, light forager, honoring its tiny, lightweight body and its clever plant-picking habits. The species name also nods to the ancient paleondones, people who once lived in that part of Spain. Forsythia wasn't just a miniature version of bigger dinosaurs. It belonged to an early branch of the Rhabdodontomorphs, the group that would later give rise to tougher, larger plant eaters in Europe. Before this discovery, scientists had a massive blank spot in the dinosaur family tree, a gap of roughly 70 million years. Forsythia feels it like a missing puzzle piece that suddenly makes the whole picture sharper. It shows that early in their history, these plant eaters experimented with shrinking down dramatically while evolving wildly specialized tools in their heads. Imagine it alive under a prehistoric moon, a small shadow slipping through the dense forest, its bizarre jaws working tough vegetation with moves no bigger relative ever tried. Not weak, not simple, just different. Evolution playing in the dark corners where no one was looking. And here's where the story gets deeper. Forsythia paleondonium forces us to question one of the oldest assumptions, that bigger is always better, or that shrinking must mean losing complexity. In nature, size isn't a ladder with giants at the top and tiny things at the bottom. It's more like a vast web, where life experiments boldly at every scale. The tiny dinosaur proves that miniaturization can spark radical creativity. new jaw designs, new feeding tricks, new ways to survive. Evolution doesn't downgrade when bodies get small. Sometimes it upgrades in the most unexpected ways. What does this mean for us today? In a world obsessed with scaling up, bigger cities, bigger tech, bigger everything, Forsythia is a quiet reminder that real innovation often hides in the small, the fragile, and the overlooked. It suggests that in our changing climate, the species that learn to specialize or shrink smartly might be the ones that endure. For paleontology, it means we should never dismiss the humble fossils, the tiny bones we almost miss because we can rewrite entire chapters of Earth's history. Advanced tools like micro CT scanning will keep opening these hidden doors without destroying the evidence. Forsythia whispers something profound. Complexity isn't reserved for the loud and the large. True resilience and genius can thrive in quiet, weird, small packages. Maybe the future doesn't always belong to whatever grows the biggest, but to whatever adapts the strangest. What tiny secret from deep time will surprise us next? And what does it say about the hidden potential still waiting inside of us? Thank you so much for joining me on this Bite of the Strange. Hit that subscribe button and come join me on Facebook or Instagram. It really helps. Until then, stay strange and question everything.